could go back in time and tell myself one thing, I would go back to last night and tell myself not to sleep with wet hair. Hey everyone, today I wanted to do a full face of Westman Atelier makeup. I have everything. I have pretty much everything, as you just saw, besides the new eyeshadows and also the shades in the Super Loaded highlights. The golden one, what's that called? I don't remember. And then the new one, Rose, which I am dying for. Without further ado, let's get into it. To give you a little bit of background on the brand, it's a super duper luxe, super pricey, but it's a clean brand. So you are paying for the ingredients, you are paying for the quality, recycled packaging, like you're paying for prestige essentially. They're plant-based, I'm pretty sure, which is also incredible. So if you are looking down that more sustainable, better for you, that's a whole nother thing, brand, Westman Atelier is a really great brand to go for. I guess I'll just talk through the products as I use them. I'm going to start with the foundation. I have two of the foundation sticks. These are called the Vital Foundation Stick. I have the shades 2 and 1. I'm just going to put it out there. You'll be able to see from the brand themselves, the shade range is awful. They're the two that I have. That's 1, that's 2. The shade range is pretty awful. They have committed to extending their shade range though, which is incredible. I'm not the biggest fan of the foundation stick. I find that it kind of looks worse throughout the day. So I'm just going to put a moisturizer on. This is the Susan Kaufman Day Cream, which I really like under makeup. I find that you need a bit more of like a tacky base underneath for these to kind of blend out. Gucci recommends that you have, she's always holding like 4 shades of the foundation in her hand if you ever watch her do makeup. And she also uses a foundation brush to buff her makeup in. I've just gone ahead and drawn the foundation on, both shades 1 and 2, through the center and through the perimeter of my face. Just taking that flat foundation brush and just kind of working that into the skin. It does blend out quite easily when you have it over like the proper base. It does look like skin. Something about it, it's not my favorite. I'm just gonna go with the warmth of my finger just to kind of press over any areas that I find just don't blend in. It's pretty straightforward. You can use the foundation as a concealer as well, because obviously there's no concealer in the range yet, but I find that this sort of works quite well on its own to build up coverage where you need it. So I'm just going to put a little bit extra sort of through my cheeks. It's where I get kind of red. So let's build that up there. Now, I don't know if you can see, it just kind of sits on the skin. It will eventually kind of settle in, but then I find once it settles, it's beautiful. And then 2 hours after that, it kind of starts to separate. So those are the foundation sticks, beautiful packaging. Obviously the whole range is just glorious packaging. It's probably not the product that I would most recommend out of the range though. I will tell you what I would 100% recommend. If you like a stick foundation and you're looking for something more sustainable, plant-based, clean beauty, luxe, and your skin is normal to, I would say, maybe a little bit oily, this is a beautiful option. Coming in hot with the cheek products, she's got quite a few. I have one of everything. Maybe we'll start with the like contour bronze category. There is only one shade in the contour stick, which is called Face Trace, and the shade is Biscuit. It looks like this. It is just perfect for me and my skin. Any deeper than that, and I'm gonna call it's a no-go. It is beautiful though, but it's another in the shade range that I just think is really sad. Same with the bronzer. This is the Coupe de Sol Beauty Butter Powder Bronzer, which I've absolutely destroyed. I really love this bronzer. I really love the bronzer. Again, not the best with the shades though. So I'm going to pop the Face Trace on, and then I'm going to use the bronzer as my eyeshadow today, so you can kind of see them both on their own. The Face Trace you really can just kind of draw on. The best part about all of her products is that they just blend seamlessly together. I'm going to take the Zoeva 125 stippling brush and just go over that. That's kind of like my contour and bronzer in one. Same on the other side. As far as like cream contours go, the formula of this, impeccable. It's so creamy, it's so blendable. The color isn't too dark. It's just a stunning shade. But like I said, it's a real shame about the inclusivity of this product because it's very slim and who can really use it as a contour. I think I might add a bit of bronzer to my cheeks actually. I feel like doing that. So I'm gonna take the Coupe de Soleil this is just an angled Surratt brush. I really, really love these. They're quite soft. I'm just gonna dip into that bronzer. Just go over where I've put that contour. This bronzer is super duper soft. Again, the shade is perfect for me. I would say my skin tone, so like a fair light to maybe like a light medium. If you want a really soft bronze, any darker than that, and it's probably not gonna work. Again, a real shame. Now we move on to my favorite category in the brand, which is the cheek products. There are cream blushes. There are 2 versions of their highlighter. The highlighters come in 1 shade for the lit up highlighting stick and then 3 shades that I know of. These are the super loaded tinted highlights and these are phenomenal. I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's start with the blush. So the blush that I have is Petal. Yeah, Petal. Gorgeous. The blushes are a lot more inclusive in their shade range. They have really soft, natural peachy tones and then a really deep, like beautiful magenta. Stunning. And the formula is stunning as well. So this is Petal. It's just that perfect, like rosy pink. I'm going to dab this on my Zoeva cream cheek brush and apply it straight to the cheek like that. I just find that these give such a beautiful color to the skin. They blend in so nicely. They blend over the powder so nicely. It's just one of those beautiful products. I would highly recommend these. Just gives you that like stunning flush. Next up, we have my 2 personal favorites from the entire range. I'll start with the highlighting stick. This is in Lit. It's a universal kind of translucent shade. I'm gonna pop it on my hand, but I don't think you'll be able to see it. Oh no, you can. Can you see that kind of holographic sheen? It is beautiful. This one I'm just gonna pop down the nose. Hopefully that kind of picks up. It does. It is stunning. It is one of those just gorgeous, sheer, glossy, shiny, wet look products. I adore that product. Next up is my absolute favorite from the entire range. It is the Super Loaded Highlight. This is in Peau de Pêche. Mine is Destroyed. I have 2 of them that both look like this. I just ravage it every day. The shade that I have is Peau de Pêche, which I think I mentioned. It's just that one there. It's quite dark, like almost like a bronze. This I use as a blush topper or as a bronzer on its own if I want like just a really super duper glowy cheek. Take that on my Zoeva cream cheek brush and I really just get in there, which is why it looks like that. And then I just run it over the whole cheek. It adds a bit of color, it adds a bit of warmth, and it adds just the most insane yet natural looking glossy skin. If you buy anything from the range, please get one of the super loaded tinted highlighters. Can you see that like shine through there? I love it. I'm just gonna take some of that bronzer really quickly through the eyes. So I've got something on. She's just released, I think there's 2 different versions of like a stack of cream to powder they appear to be eyeshadows, and I am desperate for them. There's like a day version and a night version. When they come out, I will be purchasing them for sure. I don't have them yet, so I'm just gonna take that bronzer just on a fluffy brush and run that over the lid. So there's a bit of something there, but like nothing crazy. I think bronzer on the lid's like my favorite look ever. I also think this gives you kind of a better idea of the color and the tone of the bronzer. As you can see, it's quite fair. It's not a super deep one. As of yet, no brow products in the range, so I'm just gonna run some gel through my brows just so there's a bit of something there. This is just the Flower Beauty gel. And lastly, the mascara. This is probably my second favorite product, third favorite product. It's on like the same level as the blushes. So I think it goes like super loaded and then the lipstick and then these guys. That doesn't make any sense, I know. This mascara is so stunning. I get a lot of questions about it because of the incredibly high price tag. $95, I know, 95 Australian dollars. She's expensive. I do adore it. I love how it looks. I love the finish it gives on my lashes. I love that it's better for my lashes. I love that it's a clean formula. I love that you get more product in this mascara than you do in most mascaras. That's like such a light coat, and look what it's already done. I know that I'm gonna get questions about whether it smudges. Most mascaras smudge on me, so I'm probably not the best, you know, person to ask. The reason that they smudge is because I don't set my makeup. So I've got a lot more like oil and residue under the eyes. So most things are gonna smudge on me, unfortunately. Comes with the territory of not setting your face. I think it's really hard to justify a $95 mascara. I totally understand that. I do think you should consider the recycled packaging, the sustainability in the products, and the ingredient and the formula. The ingredients are super clean, so you are paying for that. Just something to keep in mind with the entire range. I'm gonna take Petal and just dab that on my lips just to give me a bit of color. Overall, I just think the range is incredible. I get really excited by their new launches. I really love the messaging behind the brand. I'm all about this like super duper simple, clean, no makeup kind of vibe. It's kind of my whole jam. Would I recommend the products? Absolutely. Especially, obviously, we all know the super loaded. But the rest of the range, yeah, definitely. They're products that I would suggest, that I do recommend to people all the time. I think it's just that hurdle of the price point that gets people at the start. But once you sort of have a play with the products and you start using them, I really think people tend to come around, and it's just a beautiful, beautiful range. That's all from me today, you guys. This was just a quick little video to do a full face of a brand that I know I don't see a lot of people doing full faces of. So I hope that it's helpful. I hope that you enjoy it, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye. Do we think I can hold all this in one go? I've done it. I've done it. How am I gonna do this? Like thumbnail wise, this. But my hands, look at my hands.